This is the 30 Days to Sell Cars podcast. In this episode, we are back to the regular programming for Season 2 and diving back in the second stage of the automotive customer acquisition formula, which is to define your goal. If you want to know the difference between building an average or a world-class customer acquisition machine, you're not going to want to miss this new episode of the show. Hi, my name is Sean Casey, and this week, as I mentioned in the intro, we are taking back the bull by the horns and going back to the 12 stages of the customer acquisition formula. It looks like the car business is going to be dealing with the effects of the health crisis for a while, so the most useful thing we can do is to lay the foundation to a scalable, predictable, consistent, and profitable automotive customer acquisition machine. In this episode, I'm sharing with you a crucial step that will make the difference between a poor, decent, good, or exceptional customer attraction machine. And that's to define a precise goal you're looking to achieve. It's important to know what success looks like, or you won't know when you get there, or if you're way off course. Paul Arden said it well. Your vision of where or who you want to be is the greatest asset you have. Without having a goal, it's difficult to score. Now that you've figured out in episode 5 of season 2 of the podcast your why and the core purpose and beliefs of your business, let's define your goal. How many vehicles do you want to sell every month? Now, I'm not talking about your forecasts or the objectives set by your manufacturer, franchisor, or management. What's your goal? How many vehicles do you want to sell every month? It's important that you start the journey with a precise goal, or else you'll never know when you reach your destination. You'll just wander aimlessly without direction. If you don't have a precise goal, how will you know when you get there? Your goal should also be very ambitious and lofty because its size will dictate every action that will follow in the customer acquisition formula. Make sure you realize the full impact and the importance of your goal on the journey you're about to embark on. And let me give you an analogy with weight loss. How different would your eating and exercise plan be if you had to lose 2 pounds versus 20 pounds versus 100 pounds? The difference would obviously be enormous, pun intended, between each plan and journey. To lose 2 pounds, you might need to cut a few unhealthy habits. To lose 20 pounds, you would probably need to increase your activity and make some serious changes to your food choices. To lose 100 pounds, you'd need a whole life redesigned. As you can see, the goal dictates the journey. Every other stage of the customer acquisition formula will be affected by the size of your goal. The choice of tactics, budgets, processes, and technologies will be very different if you're planning on selling an extra 10 units versus selling an extra 50 units versus selling an extra 500 units a month. Remember, the size of your goal will have an impact on every aspect of the journey. So let me ask you again, how many vehicles do you want to sell every month? Write down the number. How does it make you feel? Does it seem reachable? Okay, then stretch yourself a little more and make it bigger. Does it start scaring you? Perfect, you're probably on the right track. Now I want you to figure out the financial impact reaching this goal will have on your business and your life. Take a calculator if you have to and write down the additional revenue that reaching this goal will put in your hands every month. How different would your life be with this extra income? What things would you be doing if you had access to this additional revenue for your life and business? How different would your family life be? The place you live, the vacations you take, the car you drive, the home you live in. How much more impact would you and your business have on your community, your church, your friends, your employees, and the people around you? Take a few minutes to let this beautiful feeling sink in. That feeling of accomplishment, satisfaction, peace, and appreciation you're feeling, remember it clearly because you will need to associate that feeling and the emotions that come with it every morning when you think of your goal. Now, this is important. If you think your lofty goal will make you uncomfortable, wait until you see the reaction of the people around you. You will see the haters rise to laugh at you, employees will give you attitude, and managers will push back big time. Your friends and family might even try to discourage you. Partners might even try to stop you in your tracks. But all this adversity will rise against you because you will be forcing everybody out of their comfort zone, and people won't like it. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Pushing forward to up-level your sales might be the hardest thing you will ever do in your life. It will feel at sometimes like the whole world is conspiring against you. You might even want to give up altogether. When that happens, think about your goal and hang on to that feeling of accomplishment, satisfaction, peace, and appreciation reaching your goal makes you feel like right now. That's the secret of the second stage. Your goal will dictate the journey, and the feeling of reaching that goal at sometimes will be the only thing keeping you going. Without a precise goal, your customer acquisition dreams are dead, and the customer acquisition formula will fall flat right on its face. So don't take this stage lightly. Here are your action steps. Write down your ambitious goal. How many vehicles or services do you want to sell every month? Now figure out, in step number 2, how much additional income reaching this new goal will provide you and your business. Now step 3, take some time to think about how much impact this additional revenue will have on your life, your family, your friends, your giving, your community, and your future. And let that feeling sink in and soak in it. That's the most important. Now here's a book recommendation for you. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. It's by Maxwell Maltz. Now there are many books on goal settings out there, but the ultimate book, in my humble opinion, is Psycho-Cybernetics, written by Maxwell Maltz. The book takes a deep dive into the automatic processes and control systems that the subconscious mind puts in place when you set a clear destination. Just like a guided missile will autocorrect its trajectory to zoom in right on its target, the subconscious mind will help you autocorrect your choices and direction when you have an exact, and that's the key word here, an exact goal in mind. It's a classic. It's been written a few years back. I read it about once or twice every year. You'll absolutely love this book. I recommend it very, very highly. Now, here's a quick recap. Do you see how having a precise and ambitious goal affects the entire customer acquisition formula and dictates every aspect of the journey you're about to take? Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the podcast and that you will be back for more great automotive content to help you survive and thrive during the extraordinary events we are living in. If you did, make sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify so you don't miss the next episodes. Make sure to also leave me a few comments on the content I shared with you today. I'm curious to get your feedback and hear about your personal or dealership goals moving through the health crisis and in the aftermath as you plan your comeback. In the next episode, we will talk about the third component of the customer acquisition formula, which is to choose your overarching strategy. If you're tired of unpredictable marketing that burns through your cash without producing predictable results, you're not going to want to miss our next show. Until then, I wish you a great week. Remember that we only have 30 days to sell cars when the month starts, and we probably have less than that if you look at your calendars right now. So like I love to say, let's sell some cars.